Knock, knock.
Who's there?
It's the Going Over podcast.
What's up?
Wait, no, you're supposed to say the Going Over podcast who?
Oh,
You not know how a fucking knock knock joke works?
Just start over. It's really early in the
All right,
morning.
Cruz.
Sorry, go on.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
It's the Going Over podcast.
Going Over podcast who?
The Going Over podcast with Annie the Crusher Cruz and Steve the Legend Vance. Legend Vance. I like that.
So you went from Vance the Violator
Allegedly.
Stone Cold Steve Vance to
A little violent.
to Rob Vance. Wait, Rob Vance.
Rob Vance, damn.
To now Vance the Legend.
It's the Legend. I watched that movie Legend with the twins. Did you see that movie where Tom Hardy plays two people?
Wait.
Oh, Cruz, you would love this movie. Cruz is right up your alley.
Wait. It's called The Legend?
He's a British gangster, but he's two brothers. One's Tom Hardy. The other is Tom Hardy with glasses.
Oh my God. Actually, I think I know what you're talking about, and I really want to see that because
it's called Legend. And so, and that just happened. I thought it was early in the morning there, Cruz.
Sipping on my coffee. This is my second cup of Joe. Let me just tell you,
got
right
your
now.
Coffee. I have my Uncle Willie's Super Brew.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. But it's not 5 o'clock where you're at, Vance.
Well, it's not even 5 o'clock. I think it's like 2 o'clock here. But it's definitely 5 o'clock somewhere. This is actually really good. It's like a LaCroix, but with booze in it.
Oh.
So imagine having a LaCroix and putting booze in it. And that is Uncle Willie's Super Brew.
Interesting. It's a beer?
It's called Super Brew, but this one is fermented hard seltzer, sparkling mango, and passion fruit. It's really good for my vagina.
Can't say I've ever had a LaCroix, by the way.
You never had a LaCroix?
I've never had a LaCroix.
Cruz, you must go to CVS. They have them by the 12 packs. Like $4 for a 12 pack. And you get the LaCroix. And they have dragon fruit. And there's a berry. There's like all kinds of flavors. They're really good. I recommend the dragon berry. Dragon berry or dragon fruit?
Interesting.
Might be a dragon. I mean, it is from a dragon. Either a fruit or a berry, we do not know.
But it's like berries.
Speaking of dragon, we're just dragging this joke on.
Vance, you know what? Okay, let me ask you this. Were you last week was kind of a disappointment in sports entertainment. I mean NXT obviously was far from it.
NXT saved the day. Yep.
But Raw and SmackDown were very,
Yes.
How did you feel about this week's Raw and SmackDown? We already know NXT was lit, but like, how did you feel about Raw and SmackDown? I mean, this is like the second to the last Raw and SmackDown before WrestleMania.
Yes.
How did you overall feel about both of those shows?
Well, as you know, I went to Raw this Monday.
All right, let's talk about it, Vance, because you had some killer fucking seats, bro.
Dude, I had amazing seats.
Did you keep the chair? Hold on, I gotta ask. I gotta interrupt. Did you keep the chair?
Of course I kept the chair.
Oh.
The chair's in the garage because I can't bring it to the house because allegedly it smells like ass. That's an allegedly.
But you sat in it, so therefore it smells like your ass.
I didn't really get to sit in my chair. Okay, so here's what happened. So I go down to my seat, right? Mm-hmm. And I happen to be next to this very giant African-American man who's wearing a Ric Flair robe and carrying a championship belt that says Big J.
Wait. This man was wearing a Ric Flair robe?
He was wearing like it wasn't like a Ric Flair robe.
No.
It was like a homemade.
But it was a robe regardless, is my point.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
In fact, if you go back and watch Raw, he stands up whenever he saw the camera was on him. So he would just randomly stand up in matches.
I was trying to find you, so now I'm going to have to, because I couldn't figure out what part, like you were facing the stage, no? Kind of ish.
I was facing the hard camera.
Okay, so see, I kept looking at the wrong spot. But now I'm going to have to find the man in the robe, Vance, because...
You find the big black man in the purple Ric Flair robe.
So it's a purple robe.
I am directly next to him.
Okay, now here's my next question, Vance. Was he wearing anything underneath the robe that you are aware of?
I mean, you sat next to him. He was wearing like jeans and a t-shirt, but then he had this robe on and this belt that said Big J. So I called him Big J because I assumed that was his name. I didn't steal the belt from someone else. So anyways, I'm sitting next to Big J and there's a seat next to him open. So I'm like, oh, maybe I can just move on the other side of Big J. And now I don't have to worry about Big J sitting on my seat, basically.
Right.
So, right. 5 minutes go by. Now I'm drunk at this point because I got there way too early. Because I went to a bar first. My cousin.
I remember you sent me pictures and I was like, dang, there's nobody there yet. So, like, you were fucking early, bro.
That was when they were filming Main Event.
Oh, I know. See, remember the 2 times that I went? I was like, yeah, they filmed this thing in the beginning. Yeah. Okay, so go on.
Oh, it's terrible. EC3 was in. So, anyways, so now Big J's sitting there. And all of a sudden, a much larger African-American woman starts coming towards us with a bucket of chicken and French fries, like a literal bucket of chicken that you buy at the arena. So I'm like, man, where's that lady going? Well, she was Big J's wife. So now I've got these 2 very big people on this side of me. So Big J, he came and fit because his wife is so big. So he's half on my seat. So then I'm like, okay, this is all right because I'm on the end. There's 1 seat next to me. It's empty. That might stay empty or I can maybe move over there and they won't notice. Well, I was wrong there as well. Because then this fucking yokel from Maine comes next to me. And you know how I knew he was from Maine? Because he had a Maine t-shirt on. And he had he was a neck beard. He looks like a guy who buys samurai swords in the mall. Like, he looks like one of those people. So now this guy's sitting next to me. And he's clearly drunk. And he's young. He's like 22. So he's like drunk for the first time. And he's like, how'd you get the tickets? I'm like, how did I get the tickets? I bought the tickets. And he's like, these are my Christmas present. I've waited 4 months for this. And I was like, that's great. It's like being on a plane with somebody you don't want to talk to.
Yeah, and he was clearly by himself because you said that.
Yeah,
that was the end.
He was by himself. Yeah. Okay. So I'm like, now I got Big J impeding on this side. I got Maine over here asking me every question under the sun.
Oh, hey, yeah. So
what do you think the ropes feel like?
How long you been watching wrestling, dude? No, I'm just kidding. Anyways.
Oh, wait, not even that, Cruz. He's asking me questions about the production of the fucking thing, like I worked there. He's like, so the ropes, do they hurt when you run into them? So I go along with it. I go, you know what, man?
Wow, are you sure he wasn't like
for a while?
You sure he wasn't like 18? Wait, you told him what?
I told him I've been in the Indies for a while, and the hardest thing is running those ropes, man. Your back is just welted up. And he's like, wow, you were a wrestler? And I was like, oh, it was a long time ago, kid. I played off like Snake Plissken retiring.
You should have been like, you should have been like, yeah, man, I started wrestling when I was 13. No. I've been wrestling since I was 9. I've been wrestling since I was 9.
I don't know if you ever heard of the Pillow Buddies, but yeah, we used to compete. Me and Macho Man had some classics.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so I'm sitting next to Maine. I'm sitting next to Big J. So I just keep going to the bar at pretty much every chance that I didn't really enjoy the match. Like, honestly, the Kurt Angle fucking Apollo Cruz match, not Kurt Angle, Apollo Cruz, Kurt Angle Samoa Joe match was kind of boring. So I went to go get a margarita during that. Then I go to get the margarita and the guy tells me my license expired because it was my birthday last week. So he won't serve me the margarita.
Oh my God.
So I had to go find somebody who happened to be wearing an NWO shirt. I too sweeted him. I go, hey man, I got a little problem. You're standing in line for a beer. I'll pay for your beer if you get me a margarita. Walk back here and hand it off to me. So like, okay. So I gave him money. He comes back, too sweet in him, walked away with a margarita. That's how wrestling fans are. We stick together.
Hell yeah. Go on.
And to that guy, I give these. And to Big J and the other guy, these are for you. So, yeah. So, I didn't really pay attention much to Raw. It was cool to see Triple H, like, in person. You know how bad. That was probably the worst promo I've ever heard in my life.
It was like a really long one, too, wasn't it? If I
remember that. Who the fuck writes that? I'll tell you what I want. What I really want.
Like it's like you're like, okay, you're trying to be funny, but then it's like, in all seriousness, like, dude.
Wrestling humor is a thin line. But dude, Big J loved it. Big J was having the time of his life during that promo.
I bet his wife was laughing when he started reading off the Spice Girls lyrics.
Dude, it was. Then there was some asshole in my section that booed Roman Reigns, and everyone gave him shit.
Oh my god!
He's like, boo! And then he's like, too soon? And we're like, you're a fucking asshole. Sit the fuck down. Soon? He had a fucking Colt Cabana shirt on. I'm like, sit down, Mark. Is that your name? Is your name Mark?
That's hilarious.
So I don't remember a lot of what happened on Raw, is what I'm telling you.
So I guess my next question that I was going to ask you was like, what was the match of the night for you? But I guess you can't really remember. So
well, I like seeing Ronda's got a great ass. Ronda Rousey. I have a picture of it on my phone.
Yeah, you sent it to me.
To you, Cruz.
You texted it to me. You were like live texting me while you were at Raw, and I was like, no spoilers, Vance. And then you texted me a picture of Ronda, and you're like, here's Ronda's ass. Well, as you can see right here, right there. Yeah, there you go.
Yep, that's it. That's the picture.
That's the picture.
I got some good shots. I got some good shots.
Yeah. So let's. You want to dive right in, Vance? Because since you don't remember much,
let's dive in because it'll jog my memory, hopefully.
So they opened, because we're talking about Ronda right now. So they opened with a really dumb fucking beat the clock challenge, fans.
Yes. People were not happy with us.
Would you agree that was kind of pointless? I thought it was pointless.
Here's the thing. Why would they have Becky Lynch win this thing when the next night on SmackDown, Charlotte Flair is getting a title shot? Like, why wouldn't Charlotte win and be like, okay, and the winner of this gets the fucking, a chance at Asuka?
See, I would have appreciated that more because both Becky and Charlotte are on SmackDown, right? So if they would have done something like, whoever wins this gets a shot at the SmackDown title. Right. Doesn't matter if Ronda's there. Obviously you're going to think it's going to be either Charlotte or Becky, especially because everybody wants Becky to win at Mania, right? Like, I just felt like it was kind of cheap and pointless to make it so that, like, oh, look, Becky won. Like, Charlotte only Ronda beat Charlotte's time by like a second. Like, Charlotte literally went for the pin or whatever it was, and it was like, and the clock went off, and she was like barely right there. And then Becky only by a few seconds, even, So I thought it was very cheap. I thought it was very unnecessary, very pointless. Like, why are we doing this?
Yeah, I didn't understand why they would start the show with that too.
Right, but what you just said right now, if they would have put something on the line, okay, winner of this gets a title shot at the SmackDown belt. Okay, look, Charlotte won. Okay, cool. Come SmackDown the next day. Oh, look, Charlotte took the fucking title. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah,
right. I'm sure you're gonna want to talk about SmackDown, so we'll just hold off on.
We'll hold off on that. And then we had. You sent me a picture. Also, another picture that I liked, Vance.
Yes, I could tell.
Balor versus Lashley and fucking Mahal. So I guess now it's fucking Balor versus. I mean, how many times are we gonna see Balor and Lashley fight?
Cruz, I love you, but this was a margarita break for me. This was a margarita.
I barely remember the match, Vance. I was like, dude.
I came back. Balor was celebrating. I was like, knew that was gonna happen.
But like the rest of Raw, like, let's see, what else did we have here? We had Blackachet versus the Revival yet again.
That was match of the night. Aha. That was match of the night.
I knew I would ring a bell in somewhere.
Dude, fucking Ricochet's flippy flip thing that close was like, wow, this guy is a goddamn gymnast. And he's banging Casey Cataragazza.
Who also, we saw her on NXT, but we'll talk about that later.
She's so good. I love her. Do you watch their like little Instagram videos and shit?
I told you already, dude. It's so adorable. It's fucking adorable. It's adorable.
So adorable.
It's cute.
But
you know?
Yep, Blackachet. It was cool to see Aleister Black's entrance. That was pretty cool.
Yes, yeah, I would have loved to have seen that live. Dang, man.
Everyone in the crowd was doing the Ricochet thing when he came out.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a new thing.
Oh, wow.
And the Revival, dude, they're so good. Their timing is unreal to see.
Like all the sequences and shit. And then they lost again.
Yeah, they did, because that's what the Revival do. They're the best champs that lose. They're the greatest. They're top guys who fucking can't win.
They're the current champs, aren't they still? Right? Aren't they still?
Yes, they are the current Raw Tag Team Champions. Would anyone know that? No.
Cheesy Pete's, dude. And then, of course, we had Reigns versus Drew.
Oh, that was a great match too. Yeah, that was a good match.
I was gonna say.
Yep, that was.
Was that one that when that dude booed Reigns and was like, too soon?
This is when the dude. Yeah, when he came out, he's booed. Like he jokingly did it, and you could hear him kind of trying to make jokes about it, and then he started booing Reigns, and then he was like, "What? Too soon?" And everyone's like, "You're a fucking asshole."
They're like,
and he had a stupid fucking. He was just dumb.
He was just
Colt Cabana. His fucking Colt Cabana shirt on. Go to Chicago, you fucking loser.
Oh my god, that's so funny. And we're gonna see Reigns and Drew, I think, at WrestleMania too, aren't we? They're on the card.
Yes, that is the card.
Yeah. And then we had the Boston Hug versus the Divas of Doom. And I believe that match got interrupted, if I remember correctly, right? Didn't that match get interrupted? I think so. And then we had Angle versus Samoa Joe, which you said you were like,
dude, he's so old. You feel for the guy. Like I'm like watching him, and I'm just like, he's so old. You can see him winded and shit. Like,
well, that's why he's retiring.
yeah. Dude, Samoa Joe, beast though, beast.
Did he come out with his towel? His towel.
He came out with the towel.
You know.
Dun, dun. Some ties by that towel.
Oh. So what about the last match, Vance? Your boy Ambrose versus McIntyre.
The main event. Mm-hmm. I got to see Ambrose get his ass beat.
Was this Last Man Standing? I can't remember. Last Man Standing?
Yeah, it was Last Man Standing, dude. It was pretty fucking dope, too. Like, they're beating the shit out of each other with kendo sticks and chairs and fucking all kinds of fun stuff. They came out in the crowd, rustled around a little bit. But ultimately, Dirty Deeds, which I thought was one of the most protected moves in that company, is no longer the most protected move in that company.
Go on.
Fucking McIntyre kicked out at 9 on the fucking Dirty Deeds and then won with the Claymore.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I think he's leaving. He's gone.
He has to be. Just look at the track record he's had since the announcement of him leaving.
Yep.
Everyone keeps hoping he's not going to leave. Oh, but what about the Shield? But honestly, I think he's leaving.
Wait a minute. So that was the last match you saw?
What last match? What are you talking about?
Did you see Elias and Seth Rollins? That was the thing that closed the show out.
I don't remember seeing Elias and Seth Rollins.
You know how they kept showing Elias in New York City?
Yeah.
He was there, and then he came out and he was singing with Seth Rollins. They did the Dropkick Murphys.
I did not see that, Vance. I think they did not air that on TV.
I should have fucking filmed it. I was like, it's going to be so cool to watch. They're doing the Dropkick Murphys.
What song were they singing from Dropkick Murphys?
Ship Out to Boston.
Oh, I love that song. That's perfect. Oh my god, I did not.
Yeah, Rollins came out and he's like, "I'm a big fan." Yeah, he's a really raspy, like, he has like that kind of voice apparently.
When he sings, you mean?
Rollins, yeah, he was like,
oh, sorry.
yeah. That's it. Right. So yeah, that's what they sent us home with.
Wow, yeah, they definitely did not. I would have remembered that, Vance. Yeah, no, the last match that I watched on Raw was McIntyre versus Ambrose. But they do that. Right. Remember when I went to Raw in Detroit, they actually closed the show with Ambrose versus Rollins in a steel cage match. But they didn't. Right. They didn't. And that was when Ambrose was the IC champ. Remember?
Yep.
So they were like, "Oh yeah, this is for the IC title," and I'm like, "What?" But then they didn't air it. So,
yeah, they do a lot of stuff like that, I guess. But yeah, Raw was it was an experience more than I didn't think it was that great of a show. I was expecting Cena or the Undertaker or Rob Gronkowski or somebody.
Remember, I told you, I was like, dude, Vance, or you are actually the first one to say it. You're like, Boston.
We got some Cena news, but we'll talk about that in our news section.
All right, well, let's get into SmackDown real quick because that's where some shit fucking went down, Vance.
Let's talk about the opening of SmackDown. I thought it was fantastic.
So, I think they started with the New Day coming out and talking about how, like, they want to quit. And they're like, well, it's entirely up to Mr. McMahon on that. And then, of course, out comes Mr. McMahon. And he basically tells them, same shit that we saw last week, but this time a tag version.
2 weeks in a row, Cruz.
Like, what the fuck, dude? So, just to give a little recap, last week's SmackDown, Mr. McMahon put Kofi into a gauntlet match, like singles gauntlet match. And then he said, congratulations, you're going to WrestleMania if you beat this final person. And it ended up being Daniel Bryan. Of course, Daniel Bryan won. And of course, everybody's left being upset. So this week's SmackDown, same fucking shit. Except this time, he said, Xavier Woods and Big E, both of you have to compete in a gauntlet tag match. And then if you win, Kofi will go to WrestleMania, right? So that whole bit happened in the beginning. And then we have Becky Lynch doing a promo in the back, complaining and talking about how Charlotte's undeserving. Like, what is she bringing to the table? Basically saying how, like, Ronda's in this match because she's the Raw Women's Champ. I'm in the match because I'm the man, basically, is what she meant by everything that she said.
Well, she won the Royal Rumble, Cruz. She earned it.
Vance, she weaseled her way into the Rumble. Let's not forget that, okay? And tapped to Asuka.
It's wrestling,
and tapped to Asuka. And tapped to Asuka.
Didn't happen.
And tapped to Asuka. And tapped to Asuka. And tapped to Asuka. Anyways.
I don't know. When did that happen?
Speaking of Asuka, anyways. So, Becky Lynch is doing her promo only to be cut off by the Charlotte, the Queen's fucking music, okay? Charlotte. I was waiting for that.
It's so bad.
So then Charlotte comes out interrupting her on the mic saying, oh, I'm undeserving. I'm going to show you how deserving I am. So she comes out into the middle of the ring, and then all of a sudden Asuka's music comes on, and you're like, oh, fuck.
What is going on?
And I knew right away. I was like, this is going to be for the SmackDown Women's title. Holy shit.
Did you think it was, you thought that she was going to, I didn't think it was going to be a title match.
As soon as they showed Asuka, who they haven't shown in forever, Vance, and the fact that she's all like, oh, you think I'm undeserving? Because Becky was saying, oh, yeah, Ronda's the women's, Raw Women's Champ. What the hell is Charlotte bringing into this match? You know what I mean? And I'm just like, no, they can't possibly be. It crossed my mind. And then sure enough, when the announcement is made, this next match is scheduled for a one fall for the SmackDown Women's title. And you're just like, what?
Dude.
What? And I was like, as soon as they confirmed my initial suspicion, I was like, that's it. Charlotte's going to win. She's going to take the title off of Asuka right now. This is happening. This is really fucking happening.
Did you expect her to win in the way that she won? Which, by the way, for people paying attention, it was tapping out.
I didn't think she would tap her out, but I in a sense, I knew that she would win clean, because if she didn't win clean, you know how many more pissed off Becky fans would fucking have more shit to talk? Like, oh, well, she didn't even win clean. I knew she was going to win clean somehow, but to make Asuka tap, I did not think that that's how she was going to win. And the match was, let me tell you something. That match was first of all, their match against each other at WrestleMania was probably the match of the night for me last year.
Of course it was.
And to see them going at it again, when you think about it, Vance, pretty sure Charlotte's the only one that's beat Asuka clean. If you think about it.
Yeah,
Asuka was undefeated. Charlotte was the one to break the undefeated streak. And then, they fucking made Asuka job for the longest fucking time, but all the time she did lose, it was not clean. So it's like, when you think about it, Charlotte's like the only one to fucking not only break her undefeated streak, but also only beat her clean. Twice. And that match was like pretty fucking lit, dude. Holy fuck.
Dude, it went through what, like 3 commercials? 2 commercials?
Yeah, and so many false counts too. And they opened SmackDown. When you think about it, Vance, this is the opening match for SmackDown. Like, I would watch watching the match, and then after it was over, I literally was kind of like, wait, how did they open with this? Like, this match was like pretty fucking amazing to be like an opener, and like all the false counts
for a TV match. It was unreal.
And especially considering what's on the line. You know what I mean? Like, this is supposed to be, okay, Charlotte's main eventing at WrestleMania. Okay, what is she bringing to the table? You know what I mean? Like, I was actually kind of surprised that they did that. But I do love Asuka. We know how much I love Asuka. And I think it sucks that she had to go out that way. But I understand why they did it. Because, for the sake of Charlotte being in this triple threat for Mania. And with that being said, I kind of hope Charlotte wins at Mania now.
Really?
Yeah. I was kind of all for Ronda, but now I'm kind of like, I kind of want the Queen to win. No lie, just TBH.
Did you see what WWE posted? With Charlotte with the 2 belts.
Yes, sir. That was the first thing I saw when I woke up this morning. I was like,
dude, oh, I think. Here's the thing. So the reasoning behind that whole thing, apparently it happened that day because they announced a fatal 4-way for the #1 contendership for the SmackDown Women's title for that night with Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Naomi, and Carmella.
Yes, I remember that.
Last minute, Vince is like, let's change things. So he changed things. And the reason he did it is because he said, the SmackDown Women's title needs to be elevated. I can't just throw a shit SmackDown Women's Championship match on there. After we have this main event, Raw Women's Championship match,
and not to mention, there's already like a billion fucking matches on that card, dude.
Dude, that card just keeps getting bigger and bigger now. It's crazy.
Like,
they announced like 12 matches.
I'm like, dude, I'm gonna have to like take breaks in between. Like, I don't, you know what I mean?
I'm having a WrestleMania party here. Where,
so am I. So am I.
People will have to dress like their favorite wrestlers.
Okay, see, that's
so
fine.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. But yeah, I mean, it's a 9-hour party. I mean, shit. People are like, "What time does it start?" I go,
"The pre-show.
It starts at 4."
The pre-show. The pre-show is 2 hours long, and it starts at 3 o'clock my time. So it's like 6 o'clock your time, I think, or maybe it's
starts 4 o'clock my time, 1 o'clock your time.
Oh shit! So it does start at 1 o'clock my time. Oh,
it starts at 1. Yeah,
I misread that when I first saw it. Damn, dude. Damn.
So, like, instead of putting the SmackDown Women's Championship on the kickoff show, which is where it probably would have ended up, they put the belt on Charlotte, and I think it's a better decision. I think Charlotte's a better champion. They elevated that title now to a main event at WrestleMania. So I think it did everything right.
Right. Yeah.
Especially if they move Ronda to SmackDown. Now that title has some fucking girth to it.
Giggity. Sorry.
It's got some girth, Cruz. Oh, fuck.
Oh boy.
So what else happened on the Downeth of Smack?
So then we had the actual gauntlet itself, right?
Yep.
Who fucking guess what team kicks off the gauntlet match, Vance? Two guys that we like almost never see. Not even almost. We never see them. And
2 guys that asked for their release.
Yes. Karl Anderson and Luke Gallows show up.
Whoa! One of the best tag teams in the world. And
being reduced to nothing on the main roster, it's kind of bullshit. So, and you know what's even more bullshit? You want to know what's even more bullshit, Vance? They were barely in the ring to open that fucking gauntlet match.
Yep.
Did you notice that? How like all of a sudden, I think Xavier pinned Karl Anderson. Yeah, and I was like, wow, that was the quickest fucking in and out I've seen. Giggity. Anyways. And then
in and out.
And then the team that followed was another team that's kind of a weird mix-up. Shinsuke Nakamura, another man that we never fucking see. Hey, Shinsuke.
Who will be probably asking for his release.
Yeah, like, hey, Shinsuke, AEW is calling your name, bro.
Dude, he'd be so good in AEW.
Yeah, dude. So Shinsuke and Rusev come out.
Another guy is asking first. It's the release party, everybody.
It's the release party. And then the Bar came out, right? The Bar followed them.
Hey, fun fact, the only people to appear in both gauntlet matches are the Bar.
That's true. That's true, actually. Yeah, you're right. And then out come the Usos, Vance. Out come the Usos.
Uso Penitentiary, baby.
And I think at that point, just before the Usos came out, Big E got thrown into a table, right? So he's kind of like subdued on the floor, trying to compose himself. The
incapacitated.
There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. The Usos come out, they grab a mic, and they're like, you know what? Basically kind of talking about how like they've been against each other for so long, you know, like for the tag titles and whatnot, like, you know, not really a rivalry, but you get what I'm saying. And they said, nobody deserves this more than Kofi. So we forfeit.
So
we forfeit. Mic drop. No, I'm pretty sure he mic dropped.
So apparently that's going to lead into a storyline where they get punished for forfeiting. And
I already knew. I was like, ooh,
yeah,
don't be mad.
So, they're saying that's going to be the ladder match at WrestleMania for the SmackDown tag titles, which would be awesome.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Okay. Well, because they forfeit, right? They said there needs to be another team to come out and fight you guys still. So then out comes the planet's champion and his bodyguard, Rowan. And, I mean, how do you feel about the way they ended this match, Vance? Basically what ended up happening is Rowan got thrown out of the ring. Big E took the announce table and, like, flipped it on top of Rowan.
They incapacitated him.
Incapacitating him. Subduing him. Incapacitating him. Whatever. And then he got counted out. And then basically, okay, congrats. Kofi is definitely going to WrestleMania now.
I thought it was clever. I thought it was really clever the way they did that because I think they're trying to build Rowan as a monster. And obviously, you're not going to have Daniel Bryan lose to the teammates of the fucking guy you're going to have at WrestleMania. So I thought that was a great way of doing it, like doing the whole buried under the desk routine.
Buried under the desk routine. So technically, Big E is responsible for bringing Kofi to WrestleMania, man.
Dude, I am like really enjoying this storyline. I am enjoying Kofi.
Me too. The storyline is like, it's like very, I want to use the word simple, but you know, like when you look at the Becky Lynch, Ronda, Charlotte storyline, it's a mess, right? It's a whole fucking mess.
Shit show. It's a shit show.
It's a shit show. And then the Kofi storyline is just straight to the point, you know? And I've been like for it.
You know why, Cruz? Because the fucking Kofi line came out organically.
Exactly. Because if you think about it, it all happened on accident, bro. Like Mustafa Ali getting injured. Okay, well, who are we gonna put in the Elimination Chamber match? Okay, let's throw Kofi in there.
Cruz, he's just Ali now.
Wait, what?
They dropped the Mufasa.
Mustafa, not Mufasa
as well.
Mufasa is Lion King. Wait, it's Lion King, right? Yeah, it's Lion King.
But yeah, there's no Mustafa, no Mufasa. He is just Ali.
Wow! So now we
Vince
have what?
Likes short names.
I know. Well, because remember, Cesaro wasn't always Cesaro.
No.
Was Sheamus always Sheamus? Did Sheamus have like a...
No, he was Sheamus McLaughlin.
I was going to say, he had like an Irish last name.
No, I'm just fucking with you.
He didn't have an Irish last name?
No, he's Sheamus. He's like Madonna.
Sheamus. No, but Cesaro had a last name, and then he just went by Cesaro. Or was Cesaro his last name?
It was Antonio Cesaro.
Yeah, it was like a different, he had a first name, and Cesaro was, that's what I thought. Okay,
yeah. I think it was.
I mean, that was pretty much it that's notable to talk about what happened on SmackDown. Because, I mean, you know, like, we had Kurt Angle versus AJ Styles only to be interrupted by Your favorite, Randy Orton.
Why is he my favorite?
It's a joke because you don't like him. You always trash Randy Orton.
Here's the thing with Randy Orton. I believe he's an incredible worker. But dude, put over the young guys. He's not putting over any young guys. Like he's only feuding with like older people. Like he's gonna fight AJ at WrestleMania. Like it's just I don't know. I want him to be crazy again and putting fucking needles into Jeff Hardy's eyes and shit.
That was fun. So then Vance, NXT. We have to get an NXT real quick because
yes.
They opened with Johnny Gargano.
Let's talk about that promo.
Adam Cole, baby. Yeah, that promo, dude. That promo. Holy shit.
Johnny Gargano and HBK 2.0 are going to tear.
Dude, seriously. Adam Cole is legit HBK 2.0 for real.
And now that like HBK is over there.
It's not just the hair.
No, dude, it's everything about this guy. And now HBK's over there. You know, HBK's like, well, this is how I would do it. You know, fucking Cole's like, well, that's how I'm going to do it.
Yeah. I love it. I fucking love it. Adam Cole, too, man. Because everybody was like kind of chanting and stuff. And he's like, I don't need you to fucking chant for me or whatever it was that he said. And I'm just like,
well, I think they're really trying to get over the fact that he is the heel in this.
Right.
Because Gargano was a very, very, very face promo. Very baby face.
Yeah, remember when he went heel, though? So now all of a sudden he's a face again?
Yep.
Like, okay.
Well, because now like Champ is gone. Like that whole storyline just dead in the water.
Well, it died. It totally died.
Yeah.
And he still has that stupid fucking music. Anyways.
Such a good promo, though.
No, it was a great promo. Like, Johnny Gargano was good on the mic.
Amazing.
But no, it was great because the way they ended that promo, Adam Cole was all like, you know what's going to happen at TakeOver? You know, you don't have these backing you up. And then all of a sudden you see sleazy Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish and fucking, what's his name? Roddy Strong. So Kyle O'Reilly, definitely, when you first said it, I didn't really think about it. And like the more I see him on TV, the more I'm like, God damn, sleazy Kyle O'Reilly. I can't call him Kyle O'Reilly.
You texted me when you were watching it. You're like, God damn, he is so sleazy.
Sleazy Kyle O'Reilly. Like, but so then they had a so correct me if I'm wrong, Vance, but this is the first time we've seen Casey Catanzaro, I'm really hoping I said her last name right, on NXT, right?
She'll be Casey soon when she goes to the main roster.
Oh, I know. Casey. They're like, this last name is a little too long, and everybody knows who you are, so let's just call you Casey, okay?
Casey Costanzo? I keep calling her Casey Costanzo, like she's George's daughter.
That's exactly what I was thinking. No, but no, legit question. Is this the first time we've seen her on NXT, like on an NXT show?
No, I think she had one other match. She was at the Rumble, and then I think she had one match.
Because I remember her at the I feel like maybe I'm remembering it wrong. Well, anyways, she showed up again. And it was a tag match with her and I forgot that girl's name.
But it doesn't matter.
It doesn't even matter.
Evans.
It doesn't.
Not Lacey Evans. Lacey Lane.
Lacey Lane. It doesn't even matter because
Laura Lane.
No, it's Lacey Lane. It's Lacey Lane.
Lacey
Sounds
Lane.
like a porn name, by the way.
Lacey Lane is a porn name.
That's a fucking porn name, dude.
Taking a ride down Lacey Lane. When
I saw it on the screen, I was like, that is the most porn star fucking name ever. But anyways, the match got interrupted because who comes out? Yes. Shayna Baszler and the other two horsewomen by her side come in to interrupt and make a statement.
One horse face, two horsewomen.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Anyways.
Cruz, you see what I did there? Because Jessamine Duke's face looks like a horse.
I got the joke, Vance. I got the joke.
I'm Bojack.
So the next match, though, Riddle versus what the fuck's that dude's name? Kono?
Dude.
Kono or whatever? I don't really like that guy. And I'm not a fan.
Kona Reeves.
Not a fan of that guy. Not a fan.
He's terrible. He is terrible.
My favorite part about that whole entire match, though, okay, is when Velveteen came out. Velveteen comes out interrupting the match, okay? Sits down with his he had a fucking goblet, Vance.
Dude, he had a goblet. He had a pimp cup.
He had a fucking goblet. I'm surprised he didn't have a goddamn crown on his head, but he like comes out, sits on what looks like a throne, has these two ladies on either side, sipping from a goblet, He's
the best.
So when Riddle took the win, right? So now I guess it's Riddle versus Velveteen at TakeOver. Is that what's happening?
Yes. Yep. I think that was on the books.
So like the bro approaches fucking Velveteen at his throne.
King of bros.
And he hands him the goblet, like, congratulations. You get to have the dream at, fucking TakeOver or whatever. And fucking Riddle takes the goblet, sips from it, and then just pours it, spits it out and pours all over his chest and then just tosses the cup. And Velveteen is just like, how dare you take
I thought he was going to pass out and Velveteen roofied him.
I would have appreciated that if that was
dream over, bitch.
See you at fucking TakeOver.
I'm really looking forward to that match. I like Matt Riddle.
Him and his flippy floppies. His flippy floppies. Oh,
dude, it almost makes you want to buy flip flops.
Wait, so is this for the fucking North American title
for
then?
The North American Championship, yeah.
That's right. Oh shit. Speaking of fucking winning, Vance. So the main event of NXT, we had Blackachet once again.
Oh god, Blackachet, they're everywhere.
Versus a team that I'd like to forget, the Forgotten Sons.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Because they're terrible.
They're terrible. And I mean,
you know what? I don't think they were terrible. I actually thought they were really good this week.
Okay, that's fair.
I like this fucking Bayou, fucking rebel flag, fucking
deliverance,
white supremacist, fucking
deliverance.
Yeah. Like you can tell that they're like fucking. They voted for Trump. That's obvious, Their gimmick is we're Trump supporters.
Oh my god! Triple H was like, yeah. So anybody that supports the president, I'll put them in a match. Do you remember that picture?
Like, you three guys, you got beards. you look like Nazis.
Oh my god.
So I'll tell you what I want. What I really, really want is you guys to play Leonard Skinner cover band.
Sweet
and people are gonna forget
Alabama.
Freebird should be their fucking finisher.
Oh my god.
Oh, they're going for the Freebird.
So, of course, Blackachet won. So they're the winners of the fucking Dusty Cup, Vance.
What the fuck? So that means that Blackachet is not going to probably be at WrestleMania, but they will be at TakeOver. Do you think they're going to lose to fucking Warrior? What are they doing here?
It's just weird because it's like you got two single competitors. You got two single competitors that are now a team, right?
Who are undefeated on the main rosters, both shows.
Right. So, I don't know, man. That's like,
dude. And the War Raiders. I mean, it's gonna be a fucking amazing match. Let's not get that wrong. But, dude, they're booking themselves into a corner. It seems this is when WWE pulls out, especially NXT, pulls out that swerve. Like last year when fucking Pete Dunne and Roddy Strong were facing the Undisputed Era for the fucking Dusty Classic.
Yeah.
And Roddy joined Undisputed Era. Like, there could be some shit like that go on. Ricochet's a War Raider. He teamed with them at fucking, what do you call it? War Games.
That's right. I forgot with the paint and everything. Oh, shit.
Yep. Yeah.
Dude. Es possible. Possible.
I mean, that'd be really cool. Ricochet and the War Raiders in a fucking heel faction called, like, War Ricochet.
So what are you saying, Vance? Are you saying that he's gonna, like, turn on fucking Aleister Black?
Dude, how much of a fucking hero would Aleister Black look like if they did that? And then you build up to fucking Ricochet versus Aleister?
Ooh, that's a good point. Actually.
Ooh, I'm a fan of the booking. My
Ooh,
nipples
rah,
getting all
rah.
hard. Fantasy
Ooh,
booking.
rah, rah. Damn, man. So I feel like NXT was pretty solid. I feel like SmackDown kind of outshined Raw this week.
I agree.
Would you agree? Yeah. Well, you know what
Yeah,
time
I
it
would
is
say
now?
so.
You know what time it is now, Vance?
Hold on.
You gotta do the, where you like.
And now, the news. So, in the news this week, there's a lot of news. Vince McMahon sold $272 million worth of stock to put in to the XFL.
Oh my God.
What are your thoughts on the XFL?
I have none.
All right. Moving right along.
No, but seriously, what are your thoughts on the XFL, Vance?
I watched an entire season of the XFL, the only season of the XFL, and I actually purchased a Los Angeles Extreme jersey. God knows what that jersey is. But yeah, so I'm a sucker for anything Vince does, except for that movie with Kane. I can't get behind that.
That's
we also have, staying on the football rumor mill, Rob Gronkowski. You may know him as world champion Rob Gronkowski from the City of Champions, Boston, but it's also the New England Patriots. He is rumored to be going to the WWE. In fact, Becky Lynch threw some shade at Mr. Gronkowski.
Wait. Well, what exactly was the shade?
Becky Lynch said that the rumors of Ron Gronkowski joining the WWE without having to work for it are bollocks.
Oh my God. What kind of backlash did you get for that? Probably none, because everybody loves Becky Lynch.
Well, why would they? Everybody loves Becky Lynch.
Go on, Vance. Go on.
Also in the news, rumors are circulating that Goldust his contract is expiring before May, leading people to believe that we could get Goldust Cody Rhodes at Double or Nothing.
Oh! Hey, guess who's going to Double or Nothing, Vance?
Cruz, does it rhyme with me and Jew?
True.
Also in the news, we covered earlier that the Anderson and Gallows have asked for their release. It is alleged that Shinsuke will also ask for his release in April. And also Sin Cara, who we thought was already released.
Oh my God, yeah. Interesting.
Yep.
Not surprised about Shinsuke, to be honest. They completely he fucking won the Rumble.
Yes.
Was the US champ. I don't know.
Can we talk about how far he's fallen from grace? This time last year, he was headlining WrestleMania against AJ Styles. This year at WrestleMania, he's doing nothing. And they got him teaming with fucking Rusev on TV.
Yeah, what the hell is going on with that? That alone is kind of bollocks,
So
Vance.
that
bollocks.
Is that bollocks. That is the news that I could find.
Wow, dude.
Oh, this just in.
Oh, this just in.
So apparently, John Cena has a deal on the table for WrestleMania, but they are pointing out that opponent is not Kurt Angle.
Everybody thinks it's Kurt Angle, but okay. So wait. So what are all signs pointing to, Vance?
Maybe Lars Sullivan. Maybe this is it. Cena comes out. Hey, I want to do a U.S. Open challenge because I'm John Cena and fucking the Beast from the Bayou. What are they calling him? The Beast from the Mountains?
You were about to say Beast from the Bayou, weren't
you? Anyway, Lars Sullivan, the man who has an egg-shaped head, comes out to take on. Maybe him. Who do you think will fight Cena?
I mean, I was always kind of on board with the whole idea of him versus Kurt Angle. But if they're saying that that's not going to be absolutely not be the case, I mean, I could see. Originally planned it was supposed to be Lars, right? And Lars has been MIA.
He had an anxiety attack.
So I'm wondering if he's taken enough time. I mean, it's been months, right? If he's taken enough time for self-care and, mental health and all that, to the point that he probably feels like, yeah, I think I'm ready. But also on the flip side, would he be ready? Like being gone for so long and then going onto the grandest stage. I feel like that would give you anxiety, like going to the grand stage of them all.
That's a fucking jump. Like that's a big jump.
So I feel like that's questionable. I don't know.
There is one last bit of news. Apparently, Sting had to cancel his WrestleCon appearance due to WWE obligations. Now, WrestleCon is the weekend of WrestleMania. It's like a trade show for old wrestlers.
Yeah.
Kind of like a Starcast, but not as cool. So, what do you think that means? You think he's going to be at WrestleMania, or you think it's a Hall of Fame thing?
I mean, the rumor that I heard was that he was saying, I don't know if you saw this in your news at all, Vance, but the rumor that I heard is that he said the only way he would return to WrestleMania is the only person that could bring him back would be the Undertaker.
Yes, I did hear this.
So,
and we have not heard from the Undertaker for this WrestleMania, which is the first time in 30 years.
There's been a lot of silence. There's been a lot of silence surrounding the Undertaker, but for Sting to make such a comment, I mean, could this be like a surprise thing? And maybe like, the Undertaker's just been keeping quiet for a reason or what? I have no idea.
Do you think next week on Raw? I mean, this is the last show before fucking WrestleMania. If the Undertaker isn't there, I don't think he's going to be at WrestleMania.
Well, do you remember
why would you not build Sting and Undertaker for?
But do you remember last year when John Cena versus the Undertaker happened? John Cena was the one that challenged the Undertaker, and he kept saying, "If I don't hear from you, I'm just going to buy a ticket to WrestleMania. I'm just going to wait."
Right?
Do you remember this? And then we never heard from the Undertaker at all. And then John Cena showed up to WrestleMania. He even sat in the front row or wherever it was that he sat. He sat ringside. He sat ringside.
Popcorn.
And the camera kept panning to him like, oh, John Cena's here. He said he was going to wait. And then all of a sudden the lights go dark. And then all of a sudden you see the hat in the middle of the ring. And you're like, oh shit, the Undertaker's here. So I wouldn't put it past fucking WWE to pull another stunt like that. Where like, we haven't heard anything from the Undertaker. And then all of a sudden you get Sting versus the Undertaker. I mean, I don't know. That's kind of a stretch. I feel like
come down from the rafters.
That's what I feel like. I feel like that's kind of
years old.
That's my point. I'm like, I don't know. That's kind of a stretch to think that would happen. But
instead of a black baseball bat, he's got a black cane.
You know that emoji,
Yeah, exactly. That's my favorite emoji. Fuck it. It's just like, fuck it.
It's like, it could mean many things. It could be, fuck it. Or it could be, I don't know. Or it could be like, womp womp.
I've done the womp womp before.
Yeah.
But
so I don't know.
That's your news, Cruz. What do you think of the news? I mean, obviously, what do you think of this whole outsiders invading WrestleMania thing, like with a Rob Gronkowski or a Conor McGregor? He just retired. There's now rumors he might show up at WrestleMania.
If Conor McGregor shows up to WrestleMania, do you think that he's going to be like, I don't know, at Becky Lynch's corner?
Dude,
because they're Irish. They're both Irish, So
yeah,
like but representing Ireland.
I bet that he would be in Becky because you could have Charlotte. Charlotte could have Ric Flair, and Ronda doesn't really need anybody. I mean, who would Ronda have?
Her husband. I mean, they've been kind of showing her husband.
Oh, Trav Barker. What's his name?
I don't remember his name, but her husband.
Travis Barker.
No, Travis Barker is from Blink-182.
Wait, that's not her husband? I thought Travis Barker was her husband.
Travis Barker is the drummer of Blink-182. Oh my God, you're killing me, Smalls. Now I got to look up fucking Ronda Rousey's husband's name.
It's Travis Barker, dude.
It's not Travis Barker, dude.
Listen, I've read a lot of articles, and they keep saying Travis Barker. What is it?
I'm looking it up right now.
Go ahead, tell me. Travis Barker.
Travis Brown.
Travis Brown.
I knew it was Travis something, but I was like, it's not Barker. It's Brown. Travis Brown.
Okay. So Travis Brown. So that would be kind of cool. Travis Brown, Conor McGregor, and Ric Flair. That would be kind of cool. I
mean,
it is the main event of WrestleMania, Cruz. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. That's true. That's true. And next week,
what else we got going on?
We're gonna go through our entire what do you call it? We're gonna go through our entire predictions for WrestleMania next week's episode, because next week are the going home shows before WrestleMania. So
it'll be our going home show, Cruz.
It'll be our going home show.
Yeah. And then are there rumors circulating that the going over after WrestleMania could be the biggest going over of the year?
That's right, motherfucker. We're going to have our first guest, Vance. The post WrestleMania, we're going to have our first guest on the Going Over podcast.
Yes.
Dave LaGreca, host of Busted Open Radio on Sirius XM 93 on the Fight Nation. We finally locked it in. He's going to be doing our show. It's going to be our first official guest, Vance. How do you feel about that, man?
I'm a little nervous about letting someone in on this.
Oh man.
I don't know. It's like an outsider coming in. It's like the WCW guys coming in the WWE locker room. It's like, motherfucker, we've been here. What, you got a show too.
Sounds like a Friday night to me.
Knock, knock, Cruz. It's the pizza guy. Well, Cruz, that's all I got. I don't know about you, but it's really nice here, and I'd like to do some day drinking.
Well, you know what, Vance? Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you on the social medias?
You can find me at That Guy Vance on all of your medias of socials.
That Guy Vance. Because you are That
Fuck
Guy
it.
Vance. Fuck it. You should change your name. You know how you can change your not the username, but like the name, like on the actual profile, and have like this emoji right next to your name. That Guy Vance.
I should just have fuck it.
Or like,
I should definitely do it.
Like in front of the name, it should be like, fuck it, That Guy Vance.
And little guy, fuck it, man. I love it.
So what was I gonna say? Mine, you can
Cruz,
find
where
me
can we find you?
At Any Fucking Cruz on Twitter. That's FUCKIN Cruz. And then at Annie Cruz on Instagram. And then, of course, you can find us at Going Over Podcast on the gram, at Going Over Pod on the Twitter machine. And we'll see you next week with our predictions for WrestleMania 35, man. Holy
shit. The granddaddy of them all.
You know, TakeOver is going to be better. Anyways.
Cruz, I'm doing this. Cruz, you're not doing it. You're not doing it.
Cruz. Let me do it.
Cruz.
Man.
Cruz.
Too Cruz. Too sweet, man. I think this podcast is going over, Vance. This is Cruz the Crusher.
Baby. Vance the legend killer.
Hey, you know what? I think you might want to go back to Vance the Violator.
Maybe. Might have to. Once this fucking Me Too movement blows over.
The legend killer. That like Vance, we're putting out a different. Never mind. Anyways. We'll see you next week, Vance.
See you next week.